Good morning, and thanks for joining for a 10-minute morning workout. This is a really quick way to get your body feeling more open and fluid through the day. We're just going to be doing a couple of opening exercises, nothing too intense. Things that'll be good to have on hand if you can is any kind of a ball, softball, tennis ball, golf ball, a cantina or anything round, or a foam roller. Any of these will be useful for what we're going to do today. Put those right there. So what we're going to do is just start real quick. Just take your shoulders, move them around. We're just looking to see where the tight spots are and what's feeling like it needs a little work. So pay attention to that as we go. What we're going to do is over the course of a few sessions, we're going to learn how to assess each part of the body. And then we're going to just do some basic little mini squats. This is to see how the ankles, the hips, and the knees are feeling. And then if it's something that's in your repertoire, we're going to go all the way down and really see how those feel to move. Okay, and shoulder. So what I'm noticing is as I come up and around, I'm getting a lot of tension right there. It doesn't really want to go. As I'm going down, the hips feel like they're really constricted. And so we're going to focus on the two of those today. So what we're going to do first is open the shoulders up. So we're going to come down and I'm going to take the softball. We're going to get that right into the ground and put it right under the shoulder blade. So I've got it right here, putting it down, and I'm just going to do some motions with the arm. Yep. And what you're looking for is just a feeling of the tissues being held in place by the ball, and the motion you're doing with your arm is stretching it out. So all sorts of good motions to do. This one's just a little crunch in the core and push out. The legs are stabilizing you. You can control how much weight. If you need less because it's too intense, just push in with the other shoulder. If you need a little more, just lay into it. And totally fair game to just take a moment and sink onto that. Got a really good spot right here. Letting gravity do the work, and I'm just breathing and trying to let myself relax onto this. Okay, and now I'm rolling back a little bit more, getting onto the shoulder blade, and I'm going to show you on both sides, so you'll get to see what the back looks like in a minute. While I'm on the shoulder blade, just going to do some more of that arm motion. There's not really a right or wrong with this. It's really just what your body's feeling. These are just ideas. Feel free to adjust. And like I was saying, you could be doing this with a tennis ball. It'll be a lot more gentle. A golf ball will be a lot more poignant. Getting into all those muscles on the backside. Now I'm coming up, I'm onto the deltoid, which is the outside of the arm and the shoulder. And just keeping the arm hugged in here, keep some stability. And now to do the front part of the deltoid here, I'm going to put my arm behind my back. It's right up against my back. And I'm rolling in here. Go. And this is going to make the arm movement feel a lot smoother. It's going to make it a lot easier for your shoulders to sit naturally on your back so they're not rolled forward. I know a lot of us spend a significant amount of time on the computer or in front of the TV on the couch, even just driving your commute to work. Another way to do this is to take the cantina or the foam roller, and this makes it a lot more stable. So if you're finding that you have trouble keeping the point you're looking for on the ball, just switch on to the cantina and give yourself a nice, gentle rollout. Again, we're not trying to really solve any problems or do any therapy here. This is just to make the motion during your day better. These are great little warm-ups to do before you do the things that you're going to do to try to solve the problem. And then we're going to get a little more motion, and we're going about 2/3 of the way up the tricep, down all the way below where the shoulder blade is, as long as you're staying on the muscles. So you're going to be rolled a little to the backside when you go down, getting into the lats, getting into the latissimus dorsi, the lats down there, edge of serratus.
And then under here, you're getting teres major, teres minor. These are the muscles that move your arm. Oftentimes, if you're feeling pain on top of your shoulder, it's because these muscles down here are too tight. So don't discount working on them just because you're feeling it on the top. They attach in up to the top of the muscle, up to the top of the shoulder here. So oftentimes, that's where that pain's coming from. And it's one of the reasons why it doesn't go away when we work the top of the shoulder. Cool. And we'll switch to the other side. But I'll show you how the back side looks over here. So that first one, when we get it pinned in there, this is the positioning. You can see it a little bit easier. Just moving that shoulder. Do the extensions on the arm. There's a good spot. And just gonna move it around on there a little bit more. Oh, yeah, right there. And again, tailor this to your own needs. So these are just the ideas of where to get onto and how to move around to get some effective work done. So this is the arm behind the back to work on the posterior delt. And the anterior deltoid. And again, you can be using that other arm to take some pressure off, make it easier. Roll your torso around a little bit. And we'll use the foam roller on this side. There we go. And then we can get some rolling in on the back here. Nice and easy. There we go. You can have your hands here, here, let them relax down on your side. You only want to go to the bottom of the rib cage when you're foam rolling. You don't want it down where there's only the spine. That puts a lot of pressure into the vertebrae. We want to avoid that. You can do a nice little opening here. Quick little relax. Reaching out, moving the shoulders around a little bit. This is gonna feel great when we get up at the end and do those shoulder rolls again real quick. And then, because the hips are the next area we want to work on, just take your softball, lacrosse ball, tennis ball. You can do this with a cantina too. Foam roller is probably a little too big to get into this area, but if that's what you got, use it. Same thing, we're pinning the tissue with that ball, and then we are nice and slow, making the movements with the leg. Over here, butterfly motion is really great because this is what some of these muscles here do, is externally rotate your leg. If you're like me and you did a hip workout yesterday, you're definitely gonna feel this. If you've been sitting long hours at the computer, driving, just being otherwise stagnant, you're gonna feel it there too. In fact, if you're not feeling this, send me a message because I'd love to know what you're doing. You got something figured out the rest of us don't. Flip around to the other side. Because again, remember, these are warm-ups. This is just to make the day smoother. This is making it easier walking around, making it more comfortable to sit. This side's feeling a bit better, so my motions are a little bigger, a little smoother. Just looking for a little refinement. Great, little change there. That's all we're looking for. Just so things soften up a little bit. Hop on your roller or your canteen. Go. You can adjust the weight by pushing up with the arms. You can bring the motion by pushing your leg in and out. Knee can be bent or straight. You can do both the quads at the same time. Little push-up position. Just make sure you're keeping some good stability in your shoulders. You're not hunching down too much. Go. Get that backside angle. Working the IT band, which is the side of the leg. And finish up with just a little bit on the hamstrings there. And I'll stand up again and see how those original movements were feeling. So, yeah, a little bit easier to squat. My legs don't need to be quite so far apart. Hips definitely feel way more open, more dynamic. Oh yeah, way less crunching, way less cracking. Nice and smooth with the shoulder motions. Ooh. So this is a great thing to do first thing in the morning. Just start figuring out what your own best routine is, and we'll grow it from there. Have a wonderful day.